Greetings. Today I want to talk more about the pandemic that has been sweeping the globe due to the Judeo-Christian Society I should say, their need for domination and power. Um, Before I did a video on the Satanic scare and gave a little bit of a definition of why Satanism is known as the dark religion, or the dark, or the unknown religion, I should say. I gave a little bit of on the topic of what the Satanic scare was about. To refresh your memory, it was between 1987 and 1994, where every crime that was committed, a Satanist was accused of it. When the federal government basically got involved, they determined that over 96% of the alleged crimes were not satanic but average human crimes. So today I thought I'd give a little bit of a more in-depth read on that. In the late 1980s, a moral panic about Satanism took the form of ritual abuse led to scores of children being taken into care in Britain. The panic started in 1988 in the U.S. When allegations of satanic ritual abuse were made by social workers. And these ideas were passed on to their British counterparts at an international conference. Satanic abuse was seen to involve extreme acts of human sacrifice, cannibalism, and the sexual abuse of children and orgastic rituals, the purpose of which was an act of devil worship or witchcraft. These allegations, which are strikingly similar to those leveled at witches during the early modern witch hunts, basically were fueled by evangelical Christian groups. These groups offer counseling to people trying to sever their links with the occult. They claim that an interest in the occult starts people off on the slippery slope towards Satanism, and that people are recruited via New Age fairs and international satanic organizations. At the time of the allegations, newspaper stories of survivors of satanic abuse and confessions of former Satanists who told about young girls being used as breeders, if you wish, and by being made pregnant and then forced to have abortions at 5 months so that the fetus could be used as a sacrifice, which basically added to the pandemic. In Britain, the social services and the charity, the National Security for the Prevention of Cruelty to Children, organized a survey of social workers, and the results reported a wide range of satanic activities, from the use of masks and costumes to the invocation of supernatural powers. In 1994, the British government ordered a report to investigate the abuse. 84 cases of alleged ritual abuse were investigated. 3 did show evidence of ritual used to entrap the children by claims of mystical powers or to prevent them from telling. But none were considered satanic. In other words, the motivation for the abuse was sexual rather than satanic. The report was critical of the interviewing techniques of the social services, saying that interviewers had employed leading questions and used repeated questions. The report said that the children had told the adults that what they thought they wanted to hear. This last aspect is reminiscent of the early modern European witch trials in which confessions were extracted to conform to the judge's views of diabolical witchcraft. Satanism, like witchcraft, tends to bring up people's deepest fears. Undoubtedly, there are individuals who perform immoral acts, but this does not justify the tendency that society has of branding a whole system of belief on the basis of conjecture and unproven rumor, a lesson that should have been learned from the times of the European witch hunts, which is very, very true. I myself, this past winter, when I was down in Clarksville, Texas, experienced this fact firsthand. It's what they call the tail end of the Bible Belt. And these individuals, when I promised a friend of mine that I'd get into a good church, or even attempt to get into a good church, I should say, I gave him my word that I would check them out. And that's exactly what I did. The first church was a Roman Catholic church, and the minister asked me if I wanted to basically convert to being a Catholic, and I said no. I am a satanic warlock, flat out. The very next day, I ended up getting served with a no trespassing clause, and a bunch of rumors were flying around about me. Basically, I was there to sacrifice black babies, that I was a racist, the whole kit and caboodle. There was also stories and rumors about more of my so-called friends coming down there, which was a bold-faced lie. But the point is that the entire community went up in an uproar. I was banned from businesses. My business was denied and flat out rejected because I said no to a Roman Catholic minister. And what I find interesting about this is the arrogance of the Judeo-Christian ways. And one thing I'd like to point out to you is that Judaism and Christianity are monotheistic. They both focus on a belief in one creator, God, and both condemn magic and sorcery. Magic was seen to be a way of manipulating supernatural power for human ends, and was often described as, how should I put this, not only evil-doing, but maleficorium, if you wish. And that is something that goes against the freedom of religion. Freedom of religion, under the Equal Acts term, states that no individual organization has the right to limit or deny another's belief system. That it goes along with assemblies as well. You can find it under religious land use and religious, I can't remember the name of it offhand, but it's something to do with religious land use and religious rights. Oh, religious rights and religious land use is what it is. So basically, check it out if you want. It's under the United States Constitution under the Act of Freedom of Religion. So I hope this has been an intellectual conversation and an inspirational teaching tool for you newcomers and those of you going through a hard time with the Judeo-Christian societies and the communities of closed-minded individuals. So with that said, hail Satan and have a good night.